Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, only Wednesday, September 24th. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVIDIA, MSTY, SMCY, PLTY, and YieldMax. Or shall we say, YieldMax? All right. Anyway, it's also declaration date. So I have the schedule up real quick. You can see today, weekly pairs and Group D ETFs. You can't see the headers, but this is the declaration date being today. And then tomorrow, 9/25 is ex-dividend date. And then Friday, September 26th is payment date. So they will announce this morning. I'll stay live during it, but they'll announce in about 55 minutes, 6:55 a.m., what they will declare. And you will have the opportunity, if you wanted to buy into the funds and obviously hold until tomorrow, which is X date, in order to qualify for the distribution. If you already own it and you hold it until tomorrow, obviously you still qualify. So anyway, so we'll keep an eye out for that. You guys will tell me, I'm sure, when they do announce. Bitcoin, just chilling at 112. Oh, I forgot to check if the audio is all good. Let's check. Any comments here? Loud and clear. Thank you, brother AB. Also, thank you for doing the the spaces the other day, you and Migs. Good times. Yeah, no spaces until next week because no more commuting. I'm done commuting for the week, thankfully. But yeah, if anyone else is interested in joining the spaces, let me know. All right. So Bitcoin, 112,000. Yeah, could be better, but could be worse, I guess. So it is what it is. MSTR did not buy any more Bitcoin. But again, I keep this up now for the MNAV. So we're going to start tracking that going forward. But let's just get to the trades. Who had trades yesterday? So we're going to scroll through. Again, this is a download from the intraday trades. Actually, I gotta shrink it so we can see the full picture, right? Quantity, strategy, let's see. There we go, we got the full picture. All right, so who had trades? We're gonna find MSTY. Where the heck are you? MSTY only had 4 trades, all right? Buy to close. It's hot as hell in here. Buy to close. And what they do, they closed out at 365 and at 370. Okay, great. And they opened a new position, but they did not open a position on the 5,000 that they closed. They also sold a call for 5,000. Only got 5 cents per share. Oh man, I gotta text my wife to lower the freaking air. Okay. All right. Where are we here? So let's go to MSTY and we'll go from there. So again, they got 3 synthetics. They're just chilling. They got a 410 that expires on October 17th. Now less than a month away. It's going to be tough to catch up. They'll have to go up 20% if, when they sell it to turn this into a profit. So it's looking like it's staying a gold digger. And then we got the 345. That one expires November 21st. That one, it's closer. MSTR is at 327. The strikes, again, 345, 5% away. And then, of course, we have the 330, which is essentially at the money. And this one also expires November 21st. So stay tuned for that. All right. So let's check out the price movement for yesterday. MSTR had a rough go at it. They went down 2.43%. MSTY, they went down as well, but only 2.03%. 30-day IV went from 51 the day before to yesterday 54. However, today we're back down to 51. So again, this is the range. This is the range we're stuck at, unfortunately, and it is what it is. 7-day forward, 55. So again, still in the 50s, and yeah, nothing too exciting there. Now let's take a look at what they closed yesterday. So here's the 2,500 contracts that they closed. They paid 14 cents Why was that so cheap? Well, again, you look at the MSTR price and you see 327. When you sell a covered call and the price is 370 and the expiration date is approaching, obviously today, 3 trading days away, very cheap for the contract. So that's why they did the buy to close. They said, I'll just pay, close this sucker early, and then we could use these suckers if we want to. All right. So, again, another way of looking at it is they were already in 97% profit. So why even keep it open, right? Especially if there's 3 full trading days, 3.5 at the time. So no brainer there. Let's look at the other ones that they closed. This was the one that this is the other one that they closed. It was a 365, very cheap as well, 26 cents. You could see, obviously, the credit was massive compared to that. So overall, the profit that they kept on this trade, 95%. Also, they made 2.4 mil in the process. So that's why they closed it early, though, because, they made most of the profit. And then, of course, they do buy calls as what makes the credit call spread. This one, they bought a call 385. It really wasn't worth a crap, but they sold it. They got 5 cents, better than nothing, right? Better than a penny. Again, they made about 25 thou. In the end, it was an expense of 630 thou. So was it worth it? Yeah, I mean, because we don't know. We don't know when Bitcoin's going to pop and MSTR is going to pop. And we do have the credit call spreads in case that does happen. All right, so that's the update there. I did not get to update the outstanding holdings or outstanding shares yesterday. So this change is from a 2-day gap, but it's a massive change. It's an increase of 13.3 million. So that's interesting. It tells me people are buying in for the distribution. So because that's a 4.7% increase. So that's good stuff right there. Anyway, Misty, what are you doing? Well, they're just chilling, man. They're chilling at the $15 range, 1541, MSTR 327. Again, the 30-day IV sits at 51%, 7-day forward 55. Outstanding shares 296 mil. Total net income 1.3 mil. Total distribution it just comes to 0. It doesn't even round to a penny. That's all right. Daily income, same thing. Daily yield 0.03%. And if you annualize that sucker, sorry, I'm not doing the whole thing because it's only 10%, right? It's not worth going crazy, right? It's not worth going full book of tea, but yeah, we just started though, so we'll get there. All right, MSTR funds. Again, we're just tracking a lot of stuff here nowadays. Bitcoin, the supply, I updated it and it says the supply out there is now increased by 634, 19,925,462. MSTR did not buy Bitcoin, which obviously makes sense because they don't do it twice in 1 week typically. The MNAV went from 1.54 to 1.51. So that was a decrease of 3%. And again, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I did add this. So if the MNAV is less than 1, it's at a discount. If it's between 1 and 1.5, which it's at what? 1.51. So we'll just call that 1.5. It's an attractive entry. Okay. So again, this is what I'm writing down. So if you care about the MNAV, that's what I'm gathering. I used, the AI Google search, and that's what it told me. Take it for what it's worth. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't freaking know. All right, MSTR. Let's look at the price change again. They went down 2 point. Audio is cutting out on YouTube. All right, that sucks. Can you? Audio is good for me. All right, that's good. All right, maybe it's just a rare glitch. I usually don't have issues with audio, so that's hopefully all goes well. All right. Anyway, what are we doing? MSTR again. They went down 2.43%. Misty went down 2.03. Winter went up as expected, 1.4. IMST, they went down 1.77. That's really, so they did really good actually, considering. Defiance, MST, they went down 4.19%. MS2 went down 2.89. And MSTW, they went down 2.92. You can see I did add MTYY. This is the new Granite Shares MSTR fund. I'll probably have to update it manually. I did not get a chance to, but we will in due time. And then, yeah, we'll make it part of the tracking. Obviously, formula-wise, yesterday was the 23rd. So, yeah, they launched yesterday. Obviously, it's not updating. It doesn't recognize the ticker yet. Google Sheets does not. But when it does, we'll, like I said, we'll add it manually for the time being. And then we'll go from there. So, actually, I could put the open MTYY open price. Give me a second. Okay, so yesterday, we'll call 922 the open for 923, which was 25. So they launched at 25 and they closed 923 at 24.37. So they went down 2.52%. So they did not win on their first day. IMST is still the winner. So congratulations. All right, reaction. The market was doing well yesterday. And then for whatever reason, this guy, I guess he likes talking. He's always talking. So I don't know what he said, but apparently he was talking yesterday and then market go down. He looks like a happy dude, right? So happy, such a happy-go-lucky guy. So no wonder the market freaking went red with that face, right? Come on, smile a little bit, smile, please. All right. Anyway, payment information. How you doing? Well, synthetic. That it didn't update, but that was from the other day. But we'll look at the weekly income so far: 1.3 mil. Which comes to not even really a penny per share. So nothing to track there. Again, Rodemator, we're not talking about this. Today's declaration date. So let's wait. Let's see what they're going to pay this time around. Then we'll talk about the next time around. All right. So, we got the 410 and MSTR is at what? 327. Look at the 410, freaking 410. So it's been a while. So I think it's about that time, right? She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me. Oh, can you hear me now? All right, so for real, why do we sing that? It's been a while since we sung it, so it's well overdue. But we got the 410. The 410 is a synthetic position that they started whenever they opened it, right? And obviously MSTY was at that price at the time, but MSTR has gone down to now 327. So we can no longer afford the lady in pink. The pink put is the lady and she wants money. She wants $289 million. Now, there's two sides to this relationship. There's not only the 410 put, there is the 410 call. This is the dude on the other side of it, right? They're married. They were happy together at the time. And here now, he only has $6.5 million. So if we were to close this position today, the synthetic position, the dude would have 6.5 and the lady gets 289 million. You're telling me that's not a gold digger? You're telling me I shouldn't sing over that? I mean, she is taking our money. There's nothing we could do about it. Although, yes, it ends 10/17, so we have time, but not enough time. So it's looking like she taking our money. All right. So anyway, the other synthetics, they expire in November, and they're actually doing, not too bad. So anyway, it's been a while since I threw a tone, little singing up there. So I figured I'd give a little update to the newer viewers. By the way, good morning, everyone who is joining live. I appreciate it. I know it's early, crack of dawn, but we go live before we work because we work. You know, we got to work. Someone's got to work. And we have, 390 people between YouTube and X. So thank you very much for being here. If you want to help out the channel real quick, you can always repost it, restream it as it shows on X, and repost it on YouTube or reshare it on YouTube, whatever they say. All right, so covered calls from MSTY. Let's see what we got left. We got everything. Well, everything expires Friday. So we got 3 full trading days. The lowest strike is a 347.50. It's 6% out of the money. Highest strike is a 365. It's 11% out of the money. Is it safe? I mean, so far so good. So yeah, why not, right? So far it is safe. If I look at the pre-market, I have something on the other screen. I don't have to pull it up. MSTR is up 1.35% as we speak. Okay. The value of the MSTY fund is 4.5 bill. The NAV is 1539. Trade price 1541. Obviously, they're going to declare anywhere from probably 80 cents to $1.10 or something. So this is going to drop below 15 unless they can somehow jump up to above 16. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, synthetics. Again, we sang Gold Digger, so forget the 410. The 345 is even in the negative, but the 330 has a fighting chance. But again, we'll track that as we go. Synthetic contracts, they total 136,000. They're selling calls on 102,000, so that's 74% of the position with covered calls. So 25% or so is uncappity doodah. So we'll move 1-to-1 with the underlying. All right, and then we got credit call spreads on the covered call position, only 26%. And again, real quick, I was starting to, like I said, I wanted to look at the preferred stock and kind of go through the various, just to understand it, educate myself. So again, it's still a work in progress. So I'm not really going to talk about it because I can't really give it justice. Obviously, I have an MNAV definition, which is too much to even read. But more importantly, we'll track the MNAV and to see if we're at a discount, attractive entry, or fair value. But whatever, man. I don't know if that is of any interest to you guys, but let me know. All right, up next, let's cover the other funds because again, there are other funds besides MSTY, right? After all, where are you? Where are you, Scooby Doo? Where are you? All right. You know what time it is? What did you do to your cone? All right, CONY, what did we do? I don't know. Let's see. Buy to close, 48 cents. Ooh, cheap, baby. That's cheap. Buy to close, 49 cents. Oh, yeah. So what are they doing? They're closing out positions, and then they roll in those strike prices down from 365 in this example to 327.50, and then this one from 360 to 327.50. So yeah, why not collect more premium and go from there? Realized income yesterday about 1 mil for the CONY heads. So yeah. All right, so let's see how coin did yesterday. Coin, they had a rough day at it. They went down 3.71%. CONY went down 3.32%. So, ouchie. All right. So, what about their synthetic position? They got 2. They got a 300 and they got a 320. 320 is at the money. 300 is doing well, but the 320 is the one we got to look at next because they expire in less than 1 month. Are you ready? Boo, boo. All right. CONY covered calls. How you doing? Well, there's one that's pretty low. It's 2% out of the money, and it's even got a call right in between, a buy call sandwich. All right. And then underneath that, look at this beauty. 9, 10, 10, 11% out of the money. So if there was ever a day where we want coin to go up and you're a CONY holder, today be that day. Looking at the pre-market, CONL double leverage coin is up 2.44. So it looks like coin's up around 1.2. So that's a good start. So we'll have to see how the day goes. But today's the day, man. If they go up a decent amount, capture that upside, baby. All right. Sound good? Great. All right. Anyway, the value of the CONY fund is 1.3 bill. The NAV is 662. All right. Do we care? Sure. Whatever. Anyway, synthetic is worth 19 cents per share. That's great so far. Here we go. Synthetic contracts, 40,000. They're selling calls on all of it. Credit call spreads on all of it. So yeah, they're using and abusing all of it. 30-day IV of coin is 56%. Their 7-day forward is 60. So it's on the up, and that's good. Not bad, not bad. Better than freaking MSTR, right? As we've seen. Income estimates in the negative, but they're part of Group C, and they declare again in 21 days on October the 15th. Up next is your boy. Hoo-wee, hoo-wee. No hooey, no hooey, no hooey. You hear me? No hooey, no hooey. All right, so Robin the Hood, they went up 1.04%. How much did we capture? All of it, and then some, 107%. So bring it, So yeah, we're limited upside. Yeah, my ass. Yeah, what's up now? What's up? Limited upside. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? Anyway, let's go to the synthetic position. The synthetic is at a 105. Robinhood is at 126. So bank, bro. Freaking bank. Covered calls, on the other hand, what do we got? What do you do? What do you say? They're in the money. 126 is in the money. The other ones are out of the money, but barely. This one's only 0.63% out of the money. The other two are 1 and 3% out of the money. So I don't know, man. We'll have to keep an eye. I don't have Robin Hood on my list, although I probably should look into trading a double leverage fund on Robinhood. That would be fun. Does anyone have a ticker for a 2x fund on Robinhood? I'll add it to my list right now. All right. So what do we got? What do you do? Hui fund is worth 247 mil. The NAV, oh my goodness, 68 bucks. Are you kidding me? Anyway, look at this. All right, we said bank, bro. You know, bank. This is bank. The synthetic is worth 42 mil, which calculates to be 1167 per share. Hello. So that is the definition of bank. The next Hui payment is going to be gigantic, in my opinion. Although I was wrong last time, so who the hell knows? All right. Synthetic contracts on Hui, 19,000. They're selling calls on 100% of the position. They have credit call spreads on 89% of the 100% position. All right, let's check out the IVs. 30-day IV is 57%. ROBN, thank you. Let's see, ROBN. Can I take out any of these suckers? Not really. Let me just add it. Okay. Thank you for the ROBN. ROBN is up 1.94% in the pre-market, and they have a nice IV of 103%. I like that. All right, so I didn't even look at the price. Wow, $86. All right, whatever, man. All right, Hui, their IV estimate varies from 3 to 3, well, 3 whatever. But again, I think they're going to get paid more than that. Income estimate's negative, but they don't declare for 21 days on October 15th. All right, up next, you NVIDIA nerds, you're going to get what you want. We're going to talk about NVIDIA. All right, here you go. All right, they it looks like people sold out of the position, so they had to close out 1,000 contracts on the synthetic position, which actually was way ahead. So they made on the synthetic 1.3 mil, and then they closed cover call, paying 55 cents, and it looks like an overall win, considering depending on how much the credit was when they opened it. But in the end, it was a realized income yesterday for NVIDIA of 1.2 mil. So that's good. That's all good. It's all good. It's all right. NVIDIA went down 2.9% yesterday. NVIDIA only went down 1.84. So that's good. That's actually really good. Now let's look at their synthetic positions. They have a 165 and a 170. Both expire November 21st. NVIDIA, you see, is at 178. So it is sitting pretty. Covered calls, how we doing? Well, we got one in the money. All right, one in the money. So that, that news yesterday or Jerome Powell talking, that helped us out. We're still in the money, but barely, right? We're barely. So they're 0.52% in the money. The other ones, 180, 182.50, and 185, they're anywhere from 0.88 to 3.68% out of the money. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. NVDL in the pre-market, where the heck are they at? They are up 1.12%. So obviously divide that by 2. All right, do the math yourself. All right, NVIDIA, how you doing? Well, the value of the fund is 1.8 bill. The NAV 1626. Synthetic on the paper is worth about $1.12 per share. Synthetic contracts total 102,000. They're selling calls, credit call spreads on the whole shebang. 30-day IV 37%. 7-day forward about the same. So IV estimate, we're looking at 48 cents around there, 46 cents. Income estimate, nothing negative. Prognosis negative. Group B, though, they declare in 14 days on October 8th. So stay tuned for that, chicos. All right, up next, PLTY. PLTY have trades? Yes, PLTY have trades. All right. All right, let's see. What the hell is this? Buy. Oh, no. All right, maybe like an early assignment. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, but whatevs. Let's look at this. Buy to close put. All right, so people sold out. You sold out of PLTY. So they had to close out the synthetic position. And in the process, they made 1.5 mil. And then they covered call, and they only paid 64 cents. So again, for the day, though, they actually lost 322,000 because of the early assignment thing. I don't know, whatever, man. I don't care enough to dive too deep into that. Palantir, they went up yesterday. They went up 1.76%. PLTY captured 84%. All right, they went up 1.49. So not bad. Not a bad day in the office for the PLTY, Meister. All right, what about their synthetic position? They have a 160 that expires in November, and Palantir is at 182. So good God, that synthetic is worth bank. No gold digger here, just a rich dude with a girl he can afford. All right, covered calls, what do we got? We're 0.03% in the money, all the way up to 2.71% out of the money. Again, 3 trading days. Are we safe? I don't know. We'll keep an eye and we'll go from there. The value of the PLTY fund sits at 677 mil. The NAV is 64.96. Trade price is 64.91. Do we care? Not really. All right. But anyway, the synthetic on paper is worth $8.42 per share. $8.42 per share. $8. I mean, we're not hoey over here, but damn, $8.42 per share. Right? Don't you miss those days that MSTY actually had that? PLTY and hoey, they are the powerhouses of YieldMax right now. They're whooping ass. All right. Synthetic contracts, 36,000. Covered calls, they're selling on 31,000 of it, about 84% of that position. And then credit call spreads on that full position, on the full covered call position, that is. All right. Anyway, got to blow my nose. But 30-day IV, 53%. 7-day forward is 60. So that's on the up and up. IV estimate varies from 265 to 301. Income estimate already sits at 420, your favorite holiday. And then Group B declares in 14 days on October 8th. So stay tuned for that, Chico, as they say. All right, up next is SMCY. Did they have trades? They did not, so that's good. One less thing to worry about. SMCI, they went up 0.26%. SMCY went up 0.43. So did they capture the full upside? Yeah, and then some. They captured 169%, so in your face too. All right, synthetic position is a 40 strike that expires in November, and SMCI sits at almost $47, so that synthetic's sitting pretty. Let's focus on the covered calls that expire Friday. They are anywhere from 0.02% to 2.15% out of the money. Only 2 strikes on that one, so again, we'll keep a close eye on that. The value of the SMCY fund is 359 mil. The NAV is 1609. Trade price, close enough, whatever. All right, synthetic is worth about $2, $2.40, which is great for a $16 fund, of course. Synthetic contracts, they total 74,000. They're selling calls, credit call spreads on the whole shebang. 30-day IV, 64%. Look at this, baby. 7-day forward IV, 76%. We love the high IV. Pays us more premium. That's what we need. But SMCY, they will declare today in about 25 minutes, and we don't know. I think I gave them over $1. I don't know. I forget, honestly. But doesn't matter. It is what it is now. So we'll keep an eye and we'll see what they pay. All right. Did TSLY have trades? Yeah, I'm sure TSLY had. TSLY always has trades. Oh, no. They did not. See? They did not. So thank you, TSLY, for giving me a break. Tesla, wow. They went down yesterday. Finally. Finally, it's happening to me right in front of my face, and I just can't describe it. So Tesla went down 1.96%. TSLY went down 1.21%. So is that good? I mean, sure, Tesla needs a break, right? Tesla's been moaning, man, moaning. All right, let's look at the synthetics. We got a 415 at 420. Tesla sits at 425. So yeah, the synthetic is doing good already. Covered calls, they got 2 strikes. That's it, 2 stinking strikes. And they are 2% out of the money. They expire Friday. All right, Friday, 3 days, 3 trading days. So we'll keep an eye. All right, the value of the TSLY fund sits at 1.2 bill. The NAV's 906. Trade price, penny off. Who cares? All right, synthetic is worth 25 cents per share. Total synthetic contracts, 29,000. They're doing covered calls and credit call spreads on the whole shebang there. 30-day IV, 60%. Beautiful. 7-day forward, though, is lower at 55. Their estimate is 39 to 42 cents. However, we have been tracking the income estimate, and since Tesla has been going up and up and up and up, 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 their income estimate is 263. So next week, TSLY holders, bigger payment. That's what I'm thinking. All right, but again, that's 7 days away on October 1st. All right, that's the covered call ETF coverage. Now we go to the more degenerate funds, the ultra high yield funds. Again, it's a party over here. What do we got? We got SOLTI, and then we got ULTI. SOLTI yesterday, they made about $8,570 realized income. No thanks to Lemonade over there. But Micron Technology, oh yeah, and then Nebius. So thank you very much, you too. And then ULTI made 5.6 mil yesterday. Who are the main contributors? Coinbase, yeehaw! They made 5.4 mil by themselves. MSTR, 1.8 mil. Reddit, 4.5 mil. Rocket Lab whooped our ass, though. They lost 8.3 mil. So, yeah, ouchie on that. So, anyway, let's check out the holdings on ULTI. See if they got anything new going on. Figma First Solar MP Materials. All right, if you say so. Pony, I think Pony was there. And that's pretty much it. And look at those. Look at those 100% IVers. BMNR, Open's been whooping my ass lately. But it's aight. It's aight. Pony over 100. Quantum, Rigetti. Nice. All right, ULTI. Assets under management, 3.4 bill. Remember we said they're never going to catch Misty? Maybe they will. All right, anyway, their average IV is 85%. All right, ULTI movement, 1 day movement, they went down 0.53. The Qs went down 0.67. All right, up next is your boy, SOLTI. All right, what do they got going on here? They got Bloom, Estera, Duolingo. Still got that freaking Lemonade, man. Micron had earnings yesterday, I think. I don't know how they did, but whatever, we'll see. The value of the SOLTI fund is 11 mil. Average IV 80%. Yes. Oh, damn. They went up 2% yesterday. So good job, SOLTI. YQQQ went up 0.54%. So they did beat YQQQ. So good job. All right. So that's the coverage on yield to the max. Now we're going to go to options, my options, because it's all about me right now. All right. So MSTY, as you know, I hold how many shares? I don't know. Where is it? 600 shares of MSTY. All right. Now I may be selling covered calls. MSTY in the pre-market is up 1.17%. They closed at 1541. I'm looking at now, if I sell a covered call today, we have two drops in ex-dividend date, one being tomorrow and the next being October 22nd. So obviously an expiration date of October 23 with two drops, which again, that's probably priced in the premium. But again, I like to sell covered calls across the ex-dividend date. So I do qualify for at least one more distribution till we say bye-bye. So anyway, I'll keep an eye out for that. And I did pull up the options chain on MSTY in case you're curious. So what did we say? We said 1023 is the next, well, 1023 is actually the next X date. So we are looking at an expiration date of 1024. So if we look anywhere between 15, 1550, and 16, you can see the last premium paid 80 cents on 15, 30 cents on 1550, and 25 cents on 16. So realistically, again, if we look at the pre-market, let me see over here. MSTY is at 1559. So I don't know, man. $16.25, so 25 bucks. Is it worth it? I mean, that's up to you, right? That's up to the individual. I got to think about it. But I mean, at one hand, it's like, why the hell not? But on the other hand, we're expecting, well, a lot of people at least seem to be expecting a really good fourth quarter for Bitcoin, which would in turn be a good fourth quarter for MSTR. So do you really want to sell covered calls on MSTY right now? I don't know. Again, that's something to think about. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You know, if I do sell a covered call, though, it will moon. So you can thank me if that happens. All right. Anyway, TSLL yesterday, since they were down, finally, I sold a put with an expiration date of October 17th. Now, I did a strike price of 15, way out of the money. Again, TSLL yesterday was at $20.30. And it went down even further. But at the time, it was 26% out of the money. The delta on that, super safe, 0.11. And then, you know, how much did that pay? 35 cents per share. I mean, so not bad. 35 bucks for basically lending out 1,500 for how many days? Let's see. I got it over here for 24 days. So what does that yield me on an annualized basis? About 35%. Again, not making bank necessarily, but, you know, it is what it is. It's better than nothing. All right. Because, again, I got all my freaking shares on covered calls. In fact, I didn't even tell you guys this. I got assigned. I got early assignment. I did have a covered call, a $12 covered call that expired this Friday. And again, 38% in the money. So no surprise that I got early assigned. What does that mean? It means they took my shares and they gave me 12 bucks per share. And they took them early instead of waiting till Friday. And to be honest, I was going to let these expire and get assigned anyway, because I couldn't roll the 12 anymore to capture, you know, any premium that's worth it. So we will gray this sucker out and we will move on. All right. So let's hide this. So again, yes, 5 covered calls left over, all in the money, which we'll see on the open positions. But, you know, I wish I had some uncovered, but hey, I put them all to work. I didn't know Tesla was going to have a run like this. This is insanity. So how much did I make for the week so far? I did 35 bucks. Wow. Now we're talking $35. Whoop-de-doo, right? Anyway, let's go to TNA. TNA, the thing's a goner, man. It's at $46. So there's nothing I could do. There's really nothing I could do. You know, in fact, I have a covered call of $42 that expires Friday. It's in the money. It's 9.54% in the money. Should I just let it get assigned? Maybe, but I still have puts, which, to be honest, they probably cost super cheap to close. So I may just close out this entire position, this entire wheel, and call it a day. And by the way, question for the community. Once I officially close this wheel, would you want to see a video talking about this wheel from beginning to end? From when I first sold my first put and where, you know, my last call got assigned. Would that be of interest to anyone? I don't think it would take that long, to be honest, either, but I don't know. I heard someone did mention that to me another time, so let me know. All right, again, 100 shares. Yeah, I mean, no money this week, so it is what it is. Well, I don't have to drag this down. Actually, this is probably the last week. So this is this was a wheel, 146 transaction wheel. Fun times, man. We brought in 6,777 in premium. How much did we lose though? If we look, where's the? If we highlight all this stuff, capital loss on getting assigned, we did lose 1,700. So if you net that out, we made 5,000. If that helps. All right. Mig says yes to the wheel. Dylan says would be interesting. So that's good. Thank you for the feedback. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would have to go into, explain my thought process during the whole thing too. So I think it'll be fun. So yeah, I do have a new TNA wheel tab because I love TNA and I want to trade TNA. So what I'm going to do is probably once this is over, I'm just going to sell puts so far dated, so far out of the money, just to collect something, right? And get that money working for you. So I'll do that. All right, now open. Okay, so open is interesting. They're like, think of the Carvana of houses, right? I don't know. Could they be big one day? Maybe. Are they just a meme stock, pump and dump? Maybe. I don't freaking know. But hey, I'm gambling on it because, you could see I'm doing the wheel. I'm starting the wheel on it. And of course, you saw that I have leaps, which I'll get into. But yesterday it went down. And before it went down a lot, it was at 762. I sold another put, $7 strike price, 8% out of the money. And the delta was 0.32. As you can see, a little aggressive, right? I typically want to keep that below 0.2, but I will for now on once I get assigned my first puts. And it paid a pretty ass 50 cents per share. So $50 for basically lending out 700 over 10 days. So that return is ridiculous. So you can see the annualized yield is 260%, which is unbelievable. However, high risk, high reward. So what if open goes to zero? Well, that would suck, and then we would lose a lot of money. But hey, that's the risk. That's the risk we take. How much did I make on open on this period? So far, $92. All right. And again, no assignment yet. Look at this chart. Good Lord, right? It was down here the whole time and then up, and now it's coming back down. So we'll see if it continues to come back down or if it actually starts to recover and, we get some good news. In the pre-market, it is up 2.82%. So that's a good sign. And again, for this week, we got an 8 and a 9 expiring, opens at 728. So as of right now, these two are in the money and they will get assigned, but we'll see. I want them to, actually. I do want them to get assigned. AMDL, again, I threw a flyer in there because just to get something, and I gotta get my money working for me. AMDL, if I look at the pre-market, they are, I can't even find them. Oh, they are up 1.27. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see if this is worth closing, and then we can just move on. I didn't even really add the open position for AMDL because I don't care enough. I'm probably not trading them for too long. It was just a quick in and out. All right, yesterday I did another leap. Yes, that's right. But this one, I've been wanting to get this expiration in. So I bought a leap, and this one has an expiration date of January 15th, 2027. So again, I'm looking at open as a long-term investment. as high hopes as they'll actually turn into something big. Why? I don't know. I felt like taking a gamble, and I could be way off. Clearly, I'm not doing that good so far. But hey, man, you never know. Sometimes, like, again, this is part of not only me gambling, but also trying to learn. I've never done a leap until this first one up here. So these are my first 4 leaps ever. It may work out, and if not, the worst case scenario is I lose how much money I put in. And right now, I did put in $1,659 into these 4 leaps. Obviously, the first 3, they're at $9, and opens already under $9. It closed at 708, so that sucks, right? But yesterday's leap, I did a strike of 7, so that one's okay, right? But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. So also something I can do with these leaps is I can sell covered calls on them and make money while I wait, right? The problem is, though, if open jumps and they get in the money, then I'll probably have to close out the positions, like the leap and the covered call, or I'll just roll that covered call. I don't know. I'll have to roll it up and out if I can, right? Again, that's just part of it. And I'll probably have to track the covered calls related to the leaps on the same tab, because in the end, this will be essentially one big transaction. Like right now, I'm in the hole $1,600. I'm hoping to get that back and then some, whether it be through open going up, whether it be through me doing covered calls the whole time. But I was kind of waiting to do covered calls until open, jumps up, in price, which I think I'm expecting. I don't freaking know, but we'll see, man. We'll see. All right, so let's go to the open positions, and then we'll go from there. So TSLL, every call is in the money. I got a 17, I got a 17, a 16, an 18, and a 19. For this week, the 18 and the 19, let's look at TSLL pre-market, 1981. So these are looking like they'll be assigned. I'm not going to close them just yet. I'm not close them. I'm sorry, roll them just yet. So, we'll see. But I am going to roll them. I'm not going to let them get assigned. I'm going to get the juice because I can get a pretty premium for these. I'll roll them into the date after 10/17 probably, or maybe on 10/17 actually. But we'll see. And then TNA, like I said, I'm probably closing out the whole position on TNA. I'll pay to close the puts, which probably chump change. And then this 42, I'm not going to pay to close the put for Friday, but I'll pay to close the puts for next Friday and the Friday after. And then we can move on from this wheel position. All right. Make sense? Good. All right. Balance tab. This is where we stand on, again, this is the Retire Now account, which I'll have an update soon. It's almost the end of the month. We're sitting at 56,585. Available cash, 33,000, so 60% of the balance. However, pending puts do total 17,600. So that means my actual cash position is 16,000, which is 28% of the balance. I also do have margin I could use of 26,000. Again, I can use the withdrawable margin, not the trading margin. And the reason is I use this account to pay bills. Well, I say bills, but it's actually bill. It's just the mortgage. The mortgage comes out of this account on the 1st of every month. So if my cash is gone, then I have to be concerned with this number here and always make sure it's above 1,300, which would pay my mortgage when it does become due, if that makes sense. All right. All right. 2025 weekly income. I've been having a rough month, but the goal, again, we don't know what Misty's paying. If Misty pays more than my 80 cents, which is what I just logged in the spreadsheet, I know I guessed 101, but if they pay that 101, this will be a little less, which will be good. However, for this last full week of September, I've only made 127. I need to make 441. Will I make that? Probably not, but hey, you never know, right? You never know. All right, so that's the update on my options trades. It seemed like a lot, but I think that was good, right? Did that help anyone? Let me catch up on the comments here. Oh. All right, so they're gonna announce in like 5 minutes. Right? All right. So we are at week 13. What do we got going on in the comments? Anything? I love to see the wheels. Can't wait to see how you cover calls for open. Yeah, it should be fun to say the least, right? Let's hope open behaves for us. But it's a pretty cool app. I actually plugged in the information last night on my house, and the offer that they made me, I wanted to take it. All right. Just going through some comments. All right, nothing really there. There was a new fund that launched, right? Where are we at here? Down here. Who was it? Who launched this week? Was it HIYY? It was, right? Yeah, and they're part of Group D now. Do I have HIYY down here? No, I don't. All right, let me all right, so HIYY. Now let's go back to the YieldMax website. And let's go to ETFs covered call all the way down here. There we go, HIMS. HIMS, HIYY is HIMS. When did they launch? They launched on 9/22. So we'll add that here, 9/22. Days, and then we'll copy all of this down. Yep, all that down here. Okay, house money. So yeah, total distro. Obviously, that's not going to be accurate. The underlying is HIMS, I assume, right? Obviously, you go to the holdings, you could see HIMS. There it is. HIMS. And then this all plug in. And obviously, they did not pay any distributions, so we can delete all that fun stuff. All right, so that's all updated. So now we got HIYY. Let me just make sure they were part of Group D. Does it say the group here? I thought it said the group. I guess I'm wrong. Does it say here? Doesn't, huh? I thought it did. Anyway, let's see. So HIYY. Yeah, there it is. All right, so it's part of Group D. So a new Group D edition launched on September 22nd. And HIMS, let's check out HIMS IV. It's loading, so that's not working. All right, so yeah, the announcement should be pretty much here by now. You can go to the latest press release. Nothing there. You can go to X. Hit refresh. Nothing there. All right, whatever. What else we got? guys ready for the distributions? ALA, what's going on? Oh man, LA 2.5% 15-year. Damn. Better than me, man. I got 2.875 30-year. All right, so let's refresh this sucker. Nothing. Let's go here and refresh this. Nothing. All right. Anyone? Refresh. Nope. Refresh. Nope. How about here? Refresh. Nope. Come on, man. Come on, Josh. Post it. Post it, Josh. Where in the heel? Nothing yet. Are you guys, where do you see? You guys are seeing them? Oh, there you go. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. All right, Aptly. I'm gonna pull it this way this time. Usually I copy from another screen. I'm gonna zoom. Well, I guess I don't have to zoom. Aptly. We got 35 cents. $0.35. Actually, I have coffee here. I didn't even touch. Let me take a sip of coffee. All right, 35 cents, which is a 44% guesstimate. Well, I'm sorry, 33% actual yield. Let's go to AMSI. AMSI, what we got? 46 cents. And we'll plug that in. And that would be a 40% actual yields. Again, kind of in line with what we thought. Aptly was not so much. All right, so let's go to DISO, and then we'll go from there. I don't know if you guys want me to do it this way or read from another file. All right, so what the hell did we do? DISO. DISO, what are they paying? They're paying 21 cents. A little less than expected. That's a 22% yield. XYZY is up. They got 27 cents. 27 cents. Holy crap. Way less than what we thought. 27 cents would be a 37% yield. AIYY. Let's go over here. AIYY. Ooh-wee. Yuckity-doo-dah. 13. All right. Oh, we got that one. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. 13 cents. 64% yield. All right. MSTY. What are we doing? What do you do? What do you say? What do we got? Where the hell are you? There you go. MSTY. I know it. I freaking knew they couldn't pay under that dollar. They're not doing it yet. We get a freaking dollar. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. I got a dollar. Hey, 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 hey. We got a dollar. We got a dollar. We got a dollar. Hey, 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 hey. We ain't paying under a dollar. Love it. Love it. I knew that pen. I knew it. I knew they wouldn't do a dollar even. Freaking penny, baby. Freaking penny. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyway, 85% yield on that. All right, SMCY. Where are we at here? 91 cent. Ooh, I think I gave them over a dollar. Yes, I did. Wah, wah, wah. This will be their lowest payment ever. Their lowest payment ever, 91 cents. That would be a 73% yield. HIYY, as we just said, they just launched, so they're not going to pay nothing. So now we'll look at YQQQ. 21 cent. Okay. Moving on. 21 cent is a 21% yield. All right, winter, we're expecting the big one. Let's see if they actually paid big. Holy crap. Yeah, they did. I mean, hello, friends. Hello. Wow. Holy crap. This is massive. This is a massive payment. Where'd it go? Oh my God. Misty, you just got outshined. Winter is paying $3.29, which is a I don't think I've even seen a yield this high. 125% yield. Holy crapola. Wait, did Kieran just gift some memberships? Kieran, you are the freaking man. Thank you very much. You're always a huge. Kieran pretty much always gifts me something on Misty Payday, and it's not even payday yet. So, Kieran, you don't have to do that, but you know, I greatly appreciate it. Very, very kind of you. All right, let's get into the weeklies and see what these suckers are paying. All right, so let's go to YieldMax first. Ooh, that's a yuckity doodah. Pretty sure I did not guess that low. I guessed what, 12? They're paying 8 cents. Ouch. Okay. YMAG. This one I'm expecting really low. Let's see. What? How you gonna do me dirty like that? 15 cent? Where are you pulling that out of? Well, yeah, you win some, you lose some, as they say. All right, moving on to LFGY. Or as they say, LiftG. We got LiftG, where the hell are? All right, the weeklies are pretty much up here. All right, so that's showing 51 cent. That seems high. Let's see what I got here. LFGY. Yeah, well, that's kind of in line, almost a little higher than what we thought, which is good. And then, oh yeah, I'll update the yields at the end, actually. GPTY. 35 cent. SDTY 15 cent. QDTY 17 cent. In line. RDTY 29 cent. Yes, in line. Again, the index ones, they try to stay. All right, here we got one. Alti, what do we think? We think 9 cents. What are they paying? Yep, 9 cents. All right, no surprise there. Again, I thought, you never know. I thought 10 was a possibility too, right? So don't be, we're getting 9 cents, so good. That's what we want. Chippity doo dah, chippity doo dah, chippity day, chip chip chip. What a wonderful day. All right, last but not least, freaking salty. This is a tough one to guess too. 62 cent. All right, so let's go back here, and then we'll add that here. So now we got 3 payments for the weeklies into the current cycle. So what do is I update the actual yield calculation. We do a 52 divided by 3, and we carry that sucker down here. So, all right, YieldMax 46% yield, YMAG 47. Again, this is based on the last 3 payments. LFGY 64%, Ulti 85, staying high at the 80s, and then Salty 69%. All right, guys, interesting stuff. Look at house money, see if there's any big changes. MSTY now at 210%, XYZY at 95%, so their next payment could be it. And then SMCY sits at 51%. But the biggest surprise of the day is Misty staying above $1 and Winter paying a freaking massive distribution. Massive. So, yeah, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let me catch up on some comments and then we'll call it a day because we, you know, some of us got to work today. All right. All right. So, all right. Meg says hit the like. Yeah, but thank you again, Kieran, for the kind, generous. Yes. Welcome, Cooper's Tie. Cooper's Tie Adventure. I gotta learn that song and I'll start singing it. Love your freaking intro, man. Go check out Cooper's Tie Adventure on YouTube, guys. No, thank you. Thank you. And by the way, if I plug in that, 1.0105, right? If I plug that in now on my options file, here, 1.0105. So now the goal is 410. So I go over here, weekly income. At least the goal is a little less, but yeah, I'm still not hitting it. But it doesn't matter. All right, guys. Again, today, declaration date. Hope everyone's happy with their distributions. And I do have to run. Retire abroad. Please remind me tomorrow. Yes, I will. So what else? Yeah, I think that's it. As always, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow and we will try to be entertaining. All right. Yeah, I plan on going live tomorrow. Well, pretty much the rest of the week, 6 a.m. So stay tuned for that and we shall chat then. Question, please ask YieldMax why HAN ETF doesn't pay till October 12th. I don't even know what the heck that means, but I don't know. Send me a comment or a message. I don't know what you're talking about, but if you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And that's all we got. So now we got to get to the keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. What is the freaking keyword? You think it's I got $1, I got $1, I got $1, hey, 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 you got $1, you got $1, you got $1, hey, 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 hey. That's the keyword. All right. That's a lot to type, but you got to do it. Someone going to type it in so I can pull it up on the screen. Come on. The full song. It's I got $1, I got $1, I got $1, hey, 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 hey. All right. So we got the shortened version. Kieran says I got $1. Pro Fast Guy says I got $1, right? Where'd he go? Clicked off. Oh, you guys are clicking. You guys are typing fast. I got $1. No one wrote the whole song, so I can't put. Oh, wait. DB, I got $1. I got $1. I got $1. Hey, 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 hey. All right, let me go before I lose it anymore. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in the freaking keyword. And that is the keyword, what you see on the screen. All right, I ain't singing it again. You guys know the keyword. But yeah, Misty paid over $1. So it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's not over. All right. Anyway, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Kieran. You the man, you the man, and you the man. And Winter's the man too. Winter whooped ass today. Winter is taking names. Who owns Winter? Who owns it? All right. Anyway, I'm out of here. Have a great day. I'll talk to you all in the AM. Later.